Welcome back to Idaho Fabricator, guys. In this episode, I'm going to unveil a brand new power tool for my shop. This is going to be a game changer for me, and I'm excited to show it to you. In years past, well actually for, 20 years now, I've wanted this particular tool, and I finally got it. But prior to that, my only way for cutting metal and sizing it for projects for people was to use my Makita abrasive chop saw. And I have cut a lot of metal with that thing, and it served me well. But one of the problems with it is getting a square cut, and it takes a long time, and it's just mostly it's getting a square cut, really. So let me show you my new tool, and I'm going to walk you through it and tell you all about it. So here it is. It is a horizontal bandsaw. It's made by Ellis Manufacturing. It is their model 1600. I think they start out with the 1200. They go 16, 18, 2000, 3000. They go way up there. But for my needs, this is perfect. All right. So this bad boy here, I'm going to read it on here so I don't get it wrong. This will cut round stock at a 45-degree angle, 6 and 7/8 inches in diameter. It'll cut round at 90 at 10 inches, and it'll do flat stock at 11. So a lot of versatility for sizing up material for projects for customers, cutting square tubing, round, you name it, this will do it. Flat bar. Let's see, let me show you some of the features. So these doors just open up to gain access to the blade. It's got these little catches here to hold the doors open. That's pretty cool. And what's even more cool is, if I can figure out how to do this, there we go. See right here, there's a piece of Velcro here. And then there's also this little rubber, show them that there, little rubber gizzy there, okay? This door here also opens up for changing your blade, okay? But when you close this down and close your doors, the Velcro holds this door shut so it doesn't rattle, and then this little rubber deal pushes against this so it doesn't rattle. And the same thing with this one, it has that same rubber hold down for that. I mean, that's just well thought out, guys. This is a wire wheel that takes the shavings off of the blade so they don't get on the belt and don't clog things up. Let's see, what else makes this thing so cool? Okay, this is like totally cool. This is a mitering horizontal bandsaw. So what that means is I can loosen this knob under here, pull this out, turn that around. Right? Now, instead of, in the past, I would take a piece of metal with the chop saw over there, and I'd have to turn the material in the saw to cut an angle. Now I don't have to do that. Now I can just turn the blade and make the cut. Turn the blade, make the cut. And then, you know how when you're building a box, you got to make 2 45s one way, and then you got to make 2 the other way? Now I can just pivot it the other way and make the other cut. Pretty cool. Okay? It comes with this really cool vise. So you put your material in there that you want to cut, just slide this forward, push this down, it's not going anywhere, make your cut. That's pretty cool. All right. Put that over there. Let's see, what else? Come around to this side and let me show you some of the other features of this saw. So this is you can move this arm depending on how big your material that you're cutting is. You want to have this adjustment. Oops, too far. as close to the material as you can. All right, that gives you, this blade keeps it nice and rigid. Okay, you got your go button here, you got your off button, you've got this here is the automatic stop. So that's one of the cool features of this. So you're coming down, cutting your material, and when this little piece touches this rail here, it turns off the machine. Pretty cool. So you can set it up, do your cuts, and go about doing something else in the shop, and when it gets done cutting, it'll just automatically shut off. That's pretty cool. It also has this feature here. So when you're making your cuts, let me get it so it doesn't fall down too fast. Clockwise, I think, closes it. I'm still learning this thing, guys. So you just turn this hydraulic down feed, and you can control how fast this saw, you can open it up, speed it up, slow it down. That's a nice feature. A lot of saws don't have this, so they just depend on the weight of the machine. This way it's easier on the blade and just safer. So put this back up. Check out this construction down here, guys. There's a machined curved section here. There's a roller here and a roller here, and they're on both sides. That's for your mitering deal. It's a very smooth, really cool. They well thought out design. In the back here, behind the motor, behind this motor here, there's speed adjustment. There's 3 speeds, and they're set with step pulleys. And you just move the belt up and down. I can show you, but you guys have seen step pulleys before. And super simple, easy to do. For the most part, I'm going to keep it on the smaller pulley, which is about 70 inches a minute, I think, of cut speed. I think it goes 70, 150, 200, I think, something like that. But for most of what I'm doing, the heavier, thicker material, I'll use the slower speed. So the motor's made in the USA by Leeson, 1 horsepower. Gosh, what else can I show you? It's made in the USA, guys. Weighs about almost 500 pounds. It has these wheels on the back for transport. And then one of the other features is pretty cool, is they put this handle in here. It goes forward, locks in there, and then you can pick the front up like a wheelbarrow and move the saw. That's pretty cool. And then when you're not using it, you just slide it out of the way. Down here, removable chip tray. Yeah, this is made of aluminum. You can actually replace it if you want to, so I don't ever see the need for replacing it, but you could if you wanted to. Let's see, what else? The blade's 10 feet long. They're not that expensive. They're about, I looked them up, they're like $45 for a blade. Okay, so that's not bad. This is a dry saw. It doesn't require any lubricant. In fact, they don't want you to use lubricant on it. They do sell a air cooling system for it, which plugs in here, and then it hooks up to your air compressor, and it blows a mist of cool air on the blade. But I don't anticipate needing that, but it is available. I'm breaking the blade in right now, and they recommend you go really slow when you're breaking the blade in. So it's kind of like, you know, when you sharpen a pencil, you take it out of the pencil sharpener and it's like super pointy. And if you go to draw with it or whatever, if you push too hard, that tip will break off. Kind of the same thing with these saw blades. They want you to go slow so the teeth kind of break in and they get a little bit of roundness to them on the crisp edge. and the blade lasts a long time. So I noticed that on my small little bandsaw that I read about breaking blades in, and I decided that I'll try it on this saw, and it works awesome. Just go really slow on the cut, take your time for, on this saw they say 10 minutes of cut time at like 1/3 the normal speed, and after that you can go full tilt boogie and cut away. So let's cut some metal. Let me show you how this thing works. I have a piece of metal here. We're gonna put it in here, clamp it in place, move this back a little bit so it's got plenty of room, and let me get the miter gauge set up. It's back to 0. Okay. That done, that done, that done, everything's done. I think we're good to go, guys. So turn it on. Pretty quiet. All right, stops automatically. Raise this bad boy back up. Nice cut. Really nice. In fact, it's so nice, let me show you this. So come on over here real quick. Let me show you something. So this cut here, get that focused in there. This cut was made by my chop saw, okay? It's like super hard to get a square cut with that thing. This blade, it flexes a little bit, and even if you like very gently chop with it, cut with it, still flexes. So here's the edge we just cut. Perfect cut. Now, the reason that this is important is when you're building stuff, when I'm building stuff, prepping all the material for welding and whatnot, getting squared and true cuts is a huge time saver, because prior to getting this saw, this is a process I had to do. I make the cut on the chop saw, and then I go over to the belt and disc sander over here, and I made these sleds. Okay, they're just some sleds I made in the wood shop. And then I take this material that I just cut, and I would, because this is a 90 and this is a 90 here, so, and I'd have to grind it down, okay? And it takes a lot of time. It just adds a ton of time. You're building legs for a table for a customer or whatever. They all got to be exactly the same. If the rails and the sides and the runs are not quite right, it won't be squared. So getting everything squared in the same length is a huge deal. And being able to eliminate this step is going to save a lot of time for me. I also made one of these jigs for doing 45s, and you can see it gets a little toasty doing 45. So this is what I used to have to use. Now I don't have to use those anymore, so that's a good thing. I'm excited about that. Let's see, what else? I ordered this. This is a roller stand. I priced things out. I could buy just the rollers, 5 rollers. This is 6 rollers. I could get 5 rollers on Amazon for $40. I could get this whole, or $39 actually, but I could get 6 rollers and this framework for, let's see, 46, 50, $60. So it wasn't worth it for me to make these sides. So I just bought this piece from them, and what I'm gonna do now is I took some of my, over here on the floor, I got some 1x3 metal that I had, and I'm gonna make some legs for it. So I'm gonna make some legs that will bolt on each end, both ends, and then I ordered these from Amazon. These were, I think, $12. So pretty nice, and they got the little gimbal action, so my concrete floor isn't perfect. So once I get it all adjusted, I won't have to mess with it anymore. But so anyway, I'm going to build that. I'll show that to you. In fact, if you're interested, I'll do a video of making the legs. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy that kind of stuff, and we'll do that together. Let's see, what else? Anything else on the saw? I can't think of anything else on the saw, guys. This is just, man, it's like a dream come true for me. Oh, this saw has another feature, which I don't know how often I'll use it. You can also pull a pin down below, and this saw will be a vertical bandsaw. So this would swing up, and then there's a table that they sell that clamps into here and fits between the blade, and it allows you to, it forms a table so you can use it as a vertical bandsaw. But again, I don't see me using that feature that often because I got my small little bandsaw for that kind of stuff. But it is a feature, it is there, and oops. So if I needed it, I have it. So I borrowed this out of the wood shop until I get my other stand made so that I can cut the legs and stuff. So that's my new saw, guys. What do you think? It is sweet. It is really sweet. Anyway, I can't think of anything else to tell you about it. It's just perfect. I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be fun building stuff with it. And as I learn more about it, I'll share it with you guys. I'm sure there's stuff it does that I haven't even figured out yet. So anyway, I love this clamping vise. This is sweet. Just to be able to clamp and lock, not twist a little knob. That's a pretty cool deal. And you can, it's already pre-drilled here and here and here, so you can move this whole vise assembly back and forth. Like in order to do 11-inch wide material, you would move this vise back to these holes here. And then you could do 11-inch. That's a big piece of steel. But what's cool is I can gang up like 2-inch square tubing. Say I'm making a table or something. I can put a stack of those in here. 8 of them. Stack them together, clamp them, and cut all 8 at one whack. They'll all be square, and they'll all be the same length. So that's a pretty cool feature. And again, another time saver. So yeah, it's cool. Anyway, guys, be safe in your shops. It's been fun hanging out with you today, and let me know if you want to see a video of me making that stand. We can certainly do that. And until next time, be safe out there, and we'll see you at Idaho Fabricator.